Hello lovelies, Broadway Jack Fox here. I'm not even gonna waste your time on the little intro here. Okay, so where we left off is where Deku and his sister Elizabeth are begging everyone to not remove the bodies of their dead corpse. And please keep in mind they're like a bit older, but they still do need the bodies inside the animatronics. As they're asking, why do you need the bodies of you? Like, they're still questioning, are they the who they say they are, or are they lying to get the bodies back inside? Sorry if I sound a little need to clear my throat, sorry. Basically, Deku and his sister do have to have like something in their animatronic suits to ventilate the rotting smell for no one to know that they are in fact the missing children. So they need the bodies to work, the legs basically, as Huzashi, basically Deku and Elizabeth's father, and Mei Hatsume and darn it, I forgot the girl from the movie, first movie ever, said that they need to. If Hasashi said, if you need the bodies to walk around, how about if I make an alternative and give you like a machine program for like a device that could help you move around? But it will cost several $1,000s to get the materials to work into your futuristic design. As Mei Hatsume and the girl from the movie, I keep on forgetting her name, which sucks. I'll agree that that could be a better alternative instead of having two dead bodies in the animatronics. As Deku said, okay, that would be good, but first, can someone please give us back our suits? I feel very violated right now. As one of the girls says, why? As Izuku just blush and flop his tail in front of his face. As his sister Elizabeth says, without our suits, we kind of feel like we don't have any clothes on, since this is very inappropriate. As people and like the girls like start rushing getting their suits, and the thing is, Deku and Elizabeth do feel like they have been like removed of their clothes. That's what I'm saying, which is very embarrassing to them. So that's why they don't like their suits off, and that's why they were looking for them for a couple of days. So Deku and Elizabeth got their suits on, as people are looking away at that. Sorry. As they felt way more comfortable back in their suits. As they look at the suits and they see how toned Deku looks like and a bit younger his sister looks like. And his sister does complain that she should be able to grow as well, not just soul spirit, but as well as animatronic. As Deku and Elizabeth are like kind of complaining on that, because they felt like Elizabeth looks like more like a younger sister instead of a teenager now. So she's in her teenage years. A bit younger than Deku, so she's a bit like 15 or 14. So that's the point. So basically Deku and Elizabeth do like talk to Katsuki, and this is like Katsuki from like the anime, but instead of a thing, his cocky personality is because of the fact that his two friends, aka Deku and Elizabeth, like I said, went missing and reported as deceased. So that's why Bakugo is like how he is. So Principal Nessa said, okay, if you guys are part of the missing children incident, give us a reason of the murderers or anything. I'm gonna skip over that I'm gonna put Deku and Elizabeth in class 1A, kind of. Actually, yeah. So the person who would take Deku's spot was expelled because of harassing basically sexually assaulting another female student, which is like very, very harshly, which is not okay. So Deku and Elizabeth walk in the next couple of days because they have been staying in UA and been learning a lot of things over the times that they have been trapped in that pizzeria. So Deku and Elizabeth walk in the next day, and people in class, when I hear like clunking and stomping as two giant figures kind of walk in, a muscular tone and a little girl, as one describe it as Mineta. I like to see him suffer, so this is why I'm gonna keep him in, maybe. Or maybe I might kick him out. I forgot what I said. If I said he's kicked out, then he's kicked out. I'm gonna actually go look. You know what, screw it, I'm gonna keep Mineta in for I could see him suffer. Or I could change him into a better person. No, making him suffer feels way more better. Okay, so basically, Deku introduced himself as Izuku Midoriya. Well, no. Mr. Aizawa says, okay, these are your two new students. And these two are part of the missing children incident several years ago. As people are like shocked and saying, and Kirishima does like look around. Actually, no. Basically, Mineta looks at Izuku's little sister. And the thing is, Hasashi does make her like a bit older, but could still fit inside Deku's back cabinet. That's why I'm gonna call it, because basically it's a door that opens up and his sister could pop out or go back in. But she ain't gonna stay there forever. She does grow up. Hasashi does make her seem way more older, like in her teenage years, but she could revert herself back into like a smaller state where she could fit back into the cabinet. As Izuku does introduce himself as Izuku Midoriya, as Bakugo is like still like this kind of cocky personality, but since that was the reason from his friends, two childhood friends going missing, it kind of dials down like a lot, since the cocky personality is part of the tragic part of Deku and Elizabeth's path, since that happened. Basically, Katsuki got cocky because his friends got missing, and that's how he dealt with the grief of his two friends going missing. Being cocky. So, since they return, it dials down a little bit, but Katsuki does not trust them completely. Like, he thinks they're lying about him being their friends. So sometimes they do have to prove it by doing some old things that they used to do when they were little kids. So then Elizabeth introduced herself as Elizabeth Midoriya, aka the second person who got missing. Sorry if you guys hear like blowing noises. If you guys couldn't hear me, Deku introduced himself as Izuku Midoriya, the second person who got him missing, technically, since he was the second one who got killed. But he does says he's the older one. As Elizabeth introduced herself as you know what, screw, I'm gonna keep it as it is. Izuku Midoriya introduced himself as the first missing child, as Elizabeth introduced herself as the second missing child. As people do like see, like they are wearing like a type of UA uniform that could fit on an animatronic skin. And the thing is, the faceplates are like very movable, so people do see their faces like moving sometimes. And so they are kind of a little bit worried, but I actually forgot what I gave Elizabeth as a quirk. Oh dear. Wait, didn't I give her like sound manipulation or water? I'm gonna have to check on that later. Okay, so basically Deku does like say, I hope we could all be friends. As Elizabeth says the exact same thing, as she shapeshifts back into her childlike state and climbs onto Izuku's back. Opens up the cabinet and slides right in. as she's basically there's like a little camera area for like whatever Deku sees, she could see. So she basically sees Deku walk over to the chair behind Katsuki and just sat down. And since Deku is kind of tall, since he's 8 feet tall, he kind of does fit like kind of awkwardly into a chair. So that's the problem that Deku has to figure out. But he loves to run and all. So basically, I'm gonna. It's a day before the USJ. So literally everything happened beforehand. So basically, Deku is like introducing himself as Ida basically asks what happened to his sister, as Deku basically turns around, facing his back towards Ida, as the slide on Deku's back slides open as his sister pops out, saying, "You called?" As they're a bit like scared, since that's very weird. As Deku said, no, it's normal. We're just robots, kind of, possessed by human souls. I might cut that out. But the thing is that people think that's so weird about Deku and his sister is how Deku likes to climb on walls and roofs. Basically, he twists his torso around, facing, basically his tail facing to his chest, like sliding his back all the way, well, close all the way, just like slide basically close to facing the back, as Deku crawls on all fours and crawls on the walls, floors, and roofs, basically acting way more terrifying than he is. As his sister does like walk around sometimes, it kind of does get catcalled, which is really messed up, but it doesn't get like to the point where she has to defend herself or Deku has to defend herself. It's just like very much. Actually, no, it does get to the point because of Mineta, which I like to see him suffer. To the point where Deku does have to actually come in and get his sister away from the person who's catcalling her. Basically, that is Mineta. Like, no one else wants to mess with Elizabeth or Deku because they figure out from the incident that they are not who they truly say they are. Like, some think, oh, they're just like program or machine or something like that, and da-da-da. You know, I'm starting on one page by accident, sorry guys. Okay, time for the USJ, ta-da! Basically, on the trip towards the USJ, like on the bus, people are talking, and Sue does bring up the question like, okay, you two are from the missing children incident. Is that right? As Deku said yes. And for Deku's hero costume, he doesn't look like all standing out. He just wears like shorts, a jacket, and the shorts have like a belt around it, like having medicine and equipment. As his sister does like wear like something like a medical kit or something. Like they wanted to be like helpers like in the nursing industry or be heroes. Like they either want to be doctors or heroes. That's either what their plan was when they were kids. So they kind of look like doctors and heroes mixed together. Basically, Deku just wears a jacket, no shirt, just jacket, shorts, no shirt. As his sister just wears like a kind of medicine dress, kind of. I forgot the name of the dress. Well, I forgot the name of the character. It's like a female Deku, but it's like Dr. Female Deku. Like wearing like a giant fluffy medical belt thingy. I don't know. Basically, Deku does like talk about what happened to him, like every single detail from the party till the murder that happens. And people do like think, oh, he's lying, as yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it here. I'm sorry, guys.